Hey y'all, welcome to another walk in the woods with Brandy and I. I figure this is just kind of going to be somewhat my regular format because it affords me the ability to combine tasks. I can get a nice walk in and actually get content up on the website at the same time. I've been struggling with keeping a consistent publishing schedule, keeping things created and online because I'm involved in more than just the Sean Douglas show. I'm also working on Brandy's jewelry brand, Fedored Designs, the Fedored Designs. And we've had a lot of cool stuff with that recently. We've actually got her display for her jewelry and is now being sold at Huntsville Tattoo, which is in downtown Huntsville on, what's that road?
Sam Houston Avenue.
On Sam Houston Avenue. So right in there, really, really lovely place. Like Huntsville Tattoo is really great environment, great atmosphere. Not at all what you'd expect of like a tattoo parlor. It's really very nice. And the owner's awesome. We love Doc. Love the people working there, Caitlin, Sage, Matt. Really great people. So anyway, it's cool that we have her stuff there now, and I've been working a lot on the back end. I've been working a lot on like having us set up for doing our self-employment tax and having our sales tax. We just got our sales tax permit for the state of Texas, so that's cool. I have to set up a second business account, apparently, second business checking account. So, you know, this is not the fun stuff, but this is the stuff that is involved in, you know, being an entrepreneur, being an artist that actually makes money. So it's kind of what we've been working on. We're working on the phase of life where we're actually monetizing and actually able to make a living from what we create. It's about noon out here right now, so that's why the constant changing and harsh lighting and back and forth. Excuse the less than super pleasant lighting here, but it's nice out here right now in Texas. It's actually like in the 60s on the low end here in December, which is actually really nice. Sometimes it's not this cool. It's definitely, there's been more than one instance where it's been like in the 80s in December. So this is actually nice. At least the really bright sun is kind of bringing out the red in my hair and beard while it still lasts. So that's fun. Anyway, yeah, so I've been working on the business, the back end, and we've been getting things done with having her jewelry store online working and getting it in. Oh, we just got it in the second shop too, actually. We got it over in a shop where it's what was it? Splinter
Artisan and Crafts.
Splinter Artisan Crafts. It's really cool. Another downtown Huntsville place. And the owner, Richard, is a really cool guy. Former Navy and just cool guy. But anyway, we basically signed a little agreement with him, and we're gonna get her jewelry made and bring it in with a display. So, you know, it's a lot that's been done, and it's cool. And working on that stuff is cool, but it does make it difficult because when you have multiple projects, like I have the Sean Douglas show. On top of that, we're also doing work with our local church, a Church Without Walls. It's actually on the same street as Huntsville Tattoo, ironically. With our pastor there, he's a really great guy, businessman, really a creative type too, actually. And so we do TikToks with him, and we do some fun stuff to just kind of get his message out there, and also, you know, let people know about a Church Without Walls. So it's cool. We really enjoy working with him. We enjoy working with some of our other friends too. John is also a part of that team, and we enjoy working with John. But yeah, there's a lot. I got a lot of different things, a lot of different irons in the fire, and it's cool because I get bored of too much of the same thing all the time. But this, it's been a challenge to stay on top of everything. It's been a challenge to stay on top of the podcasting like I'd like to. And so this is really my outlet. This is my ability to do it. So when we go on our 20-minute walks, it's our goal to at least have a 20-minute walk every day, despite whatever workout we're already doing. And just keep it consistent. And just, yeah, so hopefully if we can get our schedule on a regular rhythm, we can get to where we do this every single day. That'll also be at least a good little episode that I get done every day, and just, you know, then it's just up to me doing the editing and stuff like that. But I intend on these being pretty lightly edited so I can, you know, get more out there and kind of just be more raw. And so this is more just sort of a vlog lifestyle kind of thing anyway. But I guess all that to say, kind of what this, to me, this episode and what I'm thinking about here, what this is about the reality of being a creator, the reality of being a creative, an artistic person, and how you turn that into a lifestyle, how you turn that into, you know, more than just a hobby, but actually a business, and actually being able to live doing the things that you love to do. And it's hard work. It's hard work, and it involves getting into some things that you'd maybe just rather not have to deal with. Like, it's nice when you have a job and your taxes are all taken care of by the company. You just have your W-2 and you don't have to do much of anything. When you're in business for yourself, you have a self-employment tax that you have to cover, and then you have, you know, depending on the nature of your work, like one of our businesses and what we're still trying to get up and running is Shared Vision Media, and that's where we're going to do like TikToks and do other social media and other platform stuff for other people, and, you know, maybe branch out into some other things too. Like we might do an occasional wedding video for someone or something like that, because we got the equipment, we got the know-how. But for the most part, you know, more like kind of working on short commercials and things for people, and things that are just, you know, helping them get their platform built up and getting moving on their own, and, you know, getting out there and getting seen. And locally, you know, that's really what we want to specialize. We want to niche down and help people locally get more attention and more audience, customers, clients, you name it. But anyway, long description on the boring business side, I guess. But really, it's just it's a whole other business. It's a whole other brand in the fire, and I'm also working on that. So, you know, and there's a lot involved with it too. But oh yeah, what I got on that about in the first place was I wanted to say, so that's on sales taxes. It's a weird thing, but if you do a service like creating a wedding video for someone, or in our case, like doing like an ad for someone that'd be on social media, apparently the state of Texas, the Texas Comptroller, which has to do with the taxes, views those videos as a taxable product. So I didn't know that until I started getting into this back end stuff of building our business. Like, oh wow, really? So we have to be taxed for the profits we make on videos we do for people. Boo. Not too happy about that, but it's not an enormous tax, and it's not that bad really, but it was a little bit discouraging at the time, because I was just like, man, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I really didn't think that we'd be taxed for doing videos for people. But yeah, it turns out that that's a part of the deal. So, oh well. Anyway, you learn things, and some things that are really cool, and some things that are like, well, this kind of bites, but if it's just a part of the deal, if it's just a part of what you got to do and what you got to work with as a as an entrepreneur, as a person stepping into your own business, then it is what it is. But yeah, you have to learn some of that business stuff and some of the stuff that you maybe would rather not know. But it's important because it's a part of independence. It's a part of getting to where you can really, you have freedom and you can manage your own life. And if you know all the stuff that makes up your life, if you know how to do the taxes, if you learn how to handle the business end of things, then you're not at somebody else's mercy. You know, you're not just trusting, just hoping that somebody else, you know, whether it's a studio or an agent or some kind of manager, whatever, you know, accountant, I don't know, like, take your pick. I haven't really messed around with that side of things, of getting that level of success that we, you know, would have that exposure already that we could just hire somebody else to do all that stuff. But anyway, if you really don't kind of know the basics of those things and you don't know how it works, then you're always going to be at the mercy of those individuals and just having to like kind of blindly trust them because you don't have a clue what they really do. You don't have a clue what it's really about. But when you learn how to do this stuff yourself, you actually you're qualified to some degree to be able to know if they're telling you the truth or not, and if they're actually serving you with what they're doing. So in the long run, I think it works. You don't want to become like an expert on something that you're not really, you know, you're not really all about that. Like, if for you it's about the business, it's about the content, it's about the music, the art, then, you know, I would encourage you, I would say, you still need to learn the business side, because that will free you and that will allow you to fully engage with what you really want to do and not constantly be just juggling time between, you know, what somebody else says your time is valuable for and then what really is actually meaningful to you. But the point is to become competent. The point is to become able to handle things, and enough that you're at that level, you're where you need to be. And then in the future, things grow and you become really big and, you know, you explode. You can hire somebody else who really specializes in that stuff, who's really good at that stuff. And then you'll have a better idea of what they're actually doing. So anyway, that's just kind of my advice and what I've heard others speak about as well. It's not just my ideas. I've listened to a lot of other entrepreneurs and creators, artists that are also business people that are successful. Like, you know, obviously it's ultimately about the art. Ultimately it's about what we create, what we produce that makes an impact, that makes a difference, that brings beauty into the world. But we all need money. We all need to be able to, you know, get food, pay rent, pay for electricity, pay for those art supplies. And I'm of the opinion that it doesn't make sense to just trade away a bunch of your time doing something that you hate. And a lot of times for employers that aren't really that great, you know, they're not really that supportive, caring, whatever, you know, and just whatever you're doing is, if it's just not meaningful, you know, it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, again, yeah, we need money, but why not make money doing what you love? Why not be sustained by the things that you actually enjoy and that are actually meaningful in your life? And I mean, hey, if you have a job as something that it is enjoyable to you or it is meaningful to you, that's great, you know. Like, God bless you. Continue. Have, you know, you're one of the rare ones. But if what you're doing, you hate it and it's just sucking up your entire life, kind of down a vortex, and it eats up all your energy and you can't ever really focus, like maybe you're too toxic to focus on what you'd rather be doing and you know, side hustle or whatever, or beginning to build your own business so you can get out of that thing, you're going to have to find a way out one way or another. You're going to have to find something else. And, you know, we all need income. We all need the ability to sustain ourselves and especially if we have family, if we have others that we're responsible for, pets, whatever. But that's not a reason to excuse ourselves to just stay where honestly we're miserable, where honestly things just suck. And if there's anything that I've really decided for myself, and Brandy has decided, we've decided together, it's that we're not going to let ourselves get sucked up into a life that we don't really even want. You know, that isn't even what we ever wanted in the first place. Like, that's just not optional. We're gonna do what God created us to do, what He put us on this planet to do. And I'll tell you, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy path. And it takes faith, and it takes confidence that this really is what God has for you, and you can't back down on it. But if you will double down and keep on putting in the work and keep on figuring out what it takes to improve your business, to improve your product, your output, your services, you know, whatever. If you will dedicate yourself to studying the craft and studying what it takes to be successful in it, and what it takes, and that includes the business side, because again, it's got to make money. It's got to be able to sustain you. But I believe 100% that you will succeed at it if you don't give up. That's kind of the lesson in the military with the Tier 1, the high-level operators, whether it's the Navy SEALs or it's Delta Force or it's the Rangers or whomever, any of those guys. All their training pretty much ends up being summed up in, will you keep on going? Will you keep on going? You know, will you not quit? Will you stick it out and keep on going for it? And those that do, they succeed. They get through their BUDS training for the SEALs, and they get their trident. They go through the long walk in Delta Force, and they're part of the team. But you have to decide that this is what I'm made for, and failure is not an option, and I will stick it out. I will stick it out until the end, until I am successful at this, until I have the results that I'm really looking for. And you do have to keep your values intact. Like, it's about that thing that you actually love. It's about enjoying it. It's about living unhindered and unrestricted, not having that taken away from you by something else that just is not the kind of life that you want to live. You have to make that decision for yourself. You have to decide that that's what really matters to you. And you have to keep on making that decision. You have to keep on reminding yourself, I'm doing this because this is what I love. And it's not just like when you're feeling it. When you feel, I really love this. Oh, I enjoy this so much. It's on the days that if you feel like, man, this sucks. Man, I don't want to do this right now. I don't really care about this. Like, at this moment, it's like, why did I ever even start this? Why did I even get into this in the first place? And when that happens, you have to pull yourself up, and you have to, it's just like in any relationship, because you have a relationship with your business, you have a relationship with your art. And just like in any other relationship, say, you know, the most important one being, the most important human relationship being your marriage, being the person that you have as your significant other, you have to decide on some days that it's like, it doesn't matter if I'm not feeling it right now. I love this person. You know, deep down in my heart, whether or not I'm there mentally and physically right now, I love them, and I'm not going to allow temporary feelings, frustrations, difficulties. I'm not going to allow stuff like that to rob me of what matters most in my life, what I care about most in my life. You have to be like that about your business. You have to be like that about your craft, your trade, your art. And it's up to you to maintain the passion. We do need the passion. Like, motivation gets dogged all the time. Being motivated gets dogged all the time now because of the emphasis on discipline, the emphasis on self-control. And I would say that these are not two separate things. You need them both. You need motivation, you need passion, you need to be connected to the joy of the thing you're doing, you need to love it. And that has to be a choice. And you have to realize that It's on you to stoke the fire. You don't wait until the fire comes. You don't wait until, oh, now I feel like, back to the marriage thing, back to the relationship thing. Oh, I feel romantic now, so now I'm gonna be romantic. Well, good for you, but you need to choose even on the days you don't feel romantic. You need to choose even on the days that you, I don't know, feel a little self-absorbed because you're in pain or whatever. You have to decide, it's like, I am going to be romantic. I'm going to reach out and be kind and considerate and caring. And I'm going to show affection, whether or not I'm right in this moment, just super feeling it. And we get to direct our own emotions. We get to direct our own feelings and our passions. And it's on us, you know, to make that decision that it's like, I'm going to harness and I'm going to guide my emotions to be a force that drives me in the right direction in life. It's a part of what makes things meaningful. What makes things meaningful is love, is joy. So I guess all this is just a meditation. I'm reminding myself as well that why I do this. I don't do it because it's easy. Doing things because they're easy, that's just never really a very good reason. It's always better to do it because it matters, because it's meaningful. Because even on the days that are the hardest, you can dig down deep and remember, I love this. I love this and I'm not going to quit. And it's got to become part of identity too, that's not who I am. I don't quit. I don't give up on the things that I love. I don't give up on the things that I care about. And that's never going to change. So anyway, I guess there's a little motivational speech for you. I hope you all enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me on this walk. Brandy's up ahead of us. She's been ahead of us the whole time. But here she is. Well, it's all over. There we go. Take it easy.